Okay, in this video I'm going to demonstrate how to use the setup wizard to set up your account in LiquorTrax. And before we begin, you do need to have all your vendor contact information and an inventory list with pricing. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to go into the setup wizard. And when we start this program, what we have here is you start entering your vendors, and this is a block of 5, so we are going to do one vendor, and this is going to be Dave and a phone number, and we'll do Q vendor, this will be John and a phone number. And you just continue entering your vendors. If you've got more than 5 vendors, hit add more vendors and another box will pop up. So we're finished working with our vendors. Now here's none. That is if you just wanted to add all the catalog items at one time, you could just add them all to none and they'll be in your catalog. So we're going to go to one vendor and we're going to start adding items. And what this is going to do is going to put in all your categories, your liquors, your units of measures, locations, etc. So we can click on, like for example, we'll go right here to these 2 items. We can change this if we want to. We can change the pricing if we want to. We can also just hit a whole entire category and do that like that. So for the purpose of this video, that's what I'm going to do, because there is 450 items in here and it's all separated out by category. So we're going to go down here and we're finished working with this vendor. Okay. Now we're going to go down to Q vendor, and for this one we're just going to put that whole category in there because you get the idea of what we have to do. And we're finished with this vendor. Now you do have 2 hours to work with this. If you go over 2 hours, the program's going to time out and you'll lose all your information. So if you were running close on time, you could just go to none and you could select entire categories however you wanted to do it. I am going to put in, let's just put in whiskey. And we're just going to enter that into none. That way, that puts it into my catalog is all that really does, which means I could easily put it in my inventory if I wanted to. So okay, we're finished with that vendor. We're going to complete my setup and we're going to hit finished. Okay, now that we've got our information in there, the first thing we're going to do is go to our vendors and we're going to set up our email so that the email feature will work. So we'll just do this. Plug that in there, make sure it's active, hit submit. I'm going to edit that. Oh. Okay, now if you wanted to add more vendors, you could. Also, you can put in all the information here, as little or as much as you want. It's really up to you how you want to do that. Okay, so now that we've got that in there, we are going to go to let's look at the catalog. Okay, this is what our setup wizard did for us, and the way you work with this is you can work with 10 entrees or up to 100, however you want to do that. If you want to change the unit of measure, change that to 750. We'll hit save. If we want to save the change the category, you could do that. Hit save. Change the location, same thing, hit save. The vendor is set to none. Let's just put that to Q vendor. We'll hit save. Here's your PAR, the current level of inventory. If we want to edit the item, click on that. This box comes up and you can edit whatever you would like to edit. Make sure this active box is checked. If you want to add a new item, click on that. There's your name, unit size, category, case quantity, your vendor, all your other information. And the most important thing is when you're adding a new item is make sure you click on active, because if you don't, it won't work. Okay, so now we are going to go set up our, let's go to inventory. Go to inventory. And on this page, what we are going to do is add the items from the catalog into the inventory. So what I would do is set this up in whatever order you want. So I'll just hit my controller, my command key, and I can put multiple items in here however I want to do them. Okay, and then we're going to update our list. Now if you find that you want to change this, there's two ways to go about that. You could go to list sequence and you can move them this way, submit, or what you could do is just come here like this and just add it like that. Or you could remove this. For example, you could remove that and then re-add it, however you want to do that. Always hit update list. Okay, now we're ready to do some inventory, and you just go into your inventory